Hello and welcome, my Minecrafting friends. This is Hambbage, and we're going to play some hardcore vanilla Minecraft. Glad to have you along for the ride. Um, this is a game of fantasy. I don't want anyone thinking that there are really creepers and zombies running around in the world, or that you can just simply dig down through the floor of your house and eventually reach lava caverns and diamonds. You may at some point, but I think the the results would be pretty catastrophic. So it's fantasy, not real life. Just in case we needed that disclaimer, thank you, splash screen. So we're gonna load back up now. Technically, this is the same day for me as um, episode 24. We continue to have just awesome weather, and I actually have been out enjoying it for a little while. So kind of settling back in here, and as we'd laid out, I think the agenda for the current um, day got a few friends out and about is to try to find a site for our new villager outpost. And one thing, and just I looked down kind of for a second there, my armor stand scared me. Hello, hey, you want to hang out? That's cool. Nice to see you. Um, yeah, thanks for getting out of the way. One possibility that I considered was that distant kind of outcrop there, or something on our island, but kind of on the far end. I think, and this is the big if, at some point there will be a time when I push too far and bring something um, close enough to home that it triggers. The other likely scenario is this first group of islands out here. Um, and I don't know. I'm quite torn. So we're gonna hop in a boat. I was just really climbing up to take in the view while we waited for a few of the overnight mobs to clear off. Now that they're gone, we'll go inspect in person and see what advantages they have. Now, what we shouldn't forget as we get going here is we should turn our fields again. That's going to be a big advantage. I mean, this one has a very real appeal to me. I like the proximity. I like how close it is. I like that we can expand in our world without risking um, inadvertently triggering a raid. Probably a little more construction if we use this area, but that's okay. We've got materials, and I've actually kind of got an idea in mind for a building. I wouldn't the the efficiency of clearing everything out is nice. And what I mean by that is, when you, as we did in World 2, if you dig out a hill, um, you have that very controlled space, and everything is nice, and you just kind of work forward from there in a secure, day and night environment. You don't have to worry about sleeping, all that kind of stuff, and you're pretty good. Um, However, I don't think that should be prohibitive from building upwards. So I mean, we could definitely push out in this direction. We have a substantial amount of land, but I also don't want to rule out the possibility of maybe making a road, a surface road that wouldn't necessarily have a whole lot of functionality, but once we get horses and things, we're going to want to take them on rides. We may at some point in this video or another, we may go get a horse. Today is May 1st, as I'd mentioned in the previous video, and Kentucky Derby Day. Can't say I'm a massive horse racing fan or anything along those lines, but as I had also mentioned in previous videos, when I was a fairly young kid, we took a road trip all the way down to Florida from the upper Midwest and stopped along the way at Churchill Downs in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, among others, just as kind of, sites and various historic sites and other stuff to kind of break up a long series of drives for my sister and I. But it's got a little appeal in that regard for me. So what do we have here that we could build? For one, if we talk the pros and the cons, one of the pros is that river goes all the way through. We could really kind of make that our entry exit with our boats and set them up into the sides. None of this has Guardian Temple right in proximity, so it's fairly safe. But we could kind of build up and around and out from each corner. Well, I don't want the water to go all the way through, so we'd eventually be filling in a floor, and really we want to enter from that corner. But I'm leaning to this island. I think this is. Oh, we got a cave though. We got to deal with before we go too far. Getting crazy. Let's drop everything that might kill us. Because those of you who've seen the last episode already know it almost happened. But it didn't. We survived. And sometimes just surviving is good enough. So, I had some coal there, but it doesn't look like this, is particularly deep or windy. And mainly, there's really two things that you consider when clearing underground for a villager outpost. The first, you don't want to. Yeah, we're gonna do it here. By the way, I've decided. The first is you don't want to have the risk of falling through gravel or something like that, and just the noise and all the triggers of having mobs around. The second is much more specific for the villagers, and that is when they hear mobs or are threatened, they get scared, and if there are enough of them, they will cause the creation of golems. It's kind of game mechanic parlance for they're trying to do what best they can to protect themselves, and that is to create a golem and effectively set him up to serve. Now, we welcome a certain number of golems, especially if they're outside, and that's another advantage of this island area is if we make a structure for our villagers from the ground up and have some of this island around the outside still exposed, that may lead to more golems running around outside where they, my only real problems with golems are, one, they kind of get in the way. They can block hallways and things as you're trying to run up and down them. More importantly, as you're trying to break and reset the trading tables, it's bad enough if, the villager just gets mad when you punch him accidentally or hit him. Oh, there it is. So, yeah, we've got some more work to do here. So yeah, bad enough if you got to deal with disappointed or angry villagers. Much worse if a golem suddenly decides in his head that you are a threat, and they, even when you are fully geared out and enchanted and equipped, golems are still entities. You want to control the fight. You want to have some landscape. You want to get in a bunch of shots with a bow first. Otherwise, weaken them somehow before you take them on, because they have a lot of durability, and more importantly, they deal a lot of damage when they swing their arms and do their smash, their incredible Hulk impressions, right? So yeah, I'm kind of, if there's some way out on the fringes on this far side, I'll maybe leave a few trees, but I'm pretty much clear cutting for now, and then we'll do some landscaping, replanting later. But I want to have room to build without having to stop and change tools and all that kind of stuff too much. That's the idea anyway. Now, as I say that, how far out are the furthest trees? Maybe like these couple. Maybe we'll start here. And you guys kind of saw, we had most of the trades that we needed. Now we can certainly further expand the farmer for emerald trades, and the ability to expand an outpost to accommodate more profession types of villagers is nice. Being able to develop a cartographer really, or clerics. I think those are the ones that sell redstoners, or whatever it may be. If you get a need that develops in your play, you can flesh those out. Or maybe you want butchers because you're going through so many animals and have developed such a surplus that you've got a lot of meat to sell. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, it's certainly something everybody I think can get a handle on. That scalability is nice and being able to expand, but we don't have to start there. We didn't have a gigantic footprint. What we had, maybe a dozen, call them 3x5. It's really 3 by like 4.5, right? It's really like 4.5 by 4.5 squares are what the guys need. Each of them individually would be a 5x5 square of walls and gates and all that kind of stuff around a 3x3 interior where they can have their bed and their workspace and kind of walk around a little bit. So that's not. We had the two rows, or column, whichever way we want to call it, 2 rows of that constituted the farmers, and then eventually had a couple more librarians beyond it, and then we had another 2 of those on the far side, and I think we'd eventually added one more out to the other edge, and that's usually about as far as I'll go. We'll see how it plays out here, but we can do whatever we like. So what I was thinking, I said I was kind of already had a building shape in mind, and this just kind of occurred to me, but I was kind of thinking like a southern high wall of glass, and think kind of those. We see a lot of them in the mountains, and I think probably I may be just completely fabricating this, and they may be no more likely there. But I think northern Canada, Alaska, some of those kind of places, a lot do the almost lean-to shaped, if you can envision that, where you've got a tall wall facing south that lets in the light of day and the heat and everything, and then you have kind of a slanted roof back to the northern exposure. Now, of course, here in Minecraft, our sun just goes straight up, straight back down again. We could effectively do that by kind of wrapping the glass back around, but I think some stone side and back walls and a glass back. maybe this will kind of be our entrance side over here, and we'll look from there. And I'm kind of thinking maybe we'll leave up that side of that hill and the other, and kind of go with that area of this river all the way through, but fill it and just build between hills, right? Kind of build up our wall right next to that. Just take this straight across. So there, from our island, we can replant some trees and all that. Do some stuff with the beach maybe, and certainly give our residents a view of those grounds as well. But kind of make this our edge and build from there. Missed a tree. Oops. We're thorough here. We never miss a thing. So yeah, a little probably series of building episodes, but like the farms and all that. If we find they're ongoing for a while, we'll intermix some kind of other fun. There's loads of fun to be had. We're obviously looking at the screen there. We're at level 41. Again, I'd like to get back up to around 50 or so before we start rolling some more enchantments. The higher the better always when you're enchanting, because you do have caps at 50. The likelihood of multiple enchantments coming back on whatever item you put on. So you won't, if you hold out and get your level up to 70, you won't have a better chance, but you also I'll struggle in here to hold the thought. You get more times, right? You can enchant a pick and a chest plate and something else, all with that same maximum chance of multiple enchants. But you won't have a better chance by being any higher level than 50. That's the cap. What I succumb to or impose on myself, accidentally, despite some level of intention, is that I just arbitrarily picking a corner here and thinking that maybe we'll leave the height of the ground up a little bit more. But I kind of like, having a dune and stuff, not just one-dimensional. So, what I fall into is once I've started, then I don't really want to stop until I get all the way down to level 30 and can't do it. I'm just like, well, we're going to add books and all that, and let's just see what we got. It's that kind of a mechanic. You don't want to walk away when whatever that next thing is. And certainly, we could have done that 11 times already, but I just find it, it's better to go all the way up and to wherever it's at a convenient time to do some enchanting, and then try a few. Hopefully you've got a few more. You got to have at least 3 above, right? Any of those max enchants are going to cost you 3 levels. So you get up to 54, you're going to have 2. It's 53 technically, because level 50 itself is 1. So you get 2 chances. Get up to 56, so you got 3. But each of those take a long time too. So it's a exercise in patience at some point on whether you can hold off. And as I've said, and as we saw, getting these villagers rocking also makes that kind of an afterthought, really, because you don't have to worry too much. You get the efficiency, the unbreaking, and mending, and or any parts of those. The efficiency one is that we dangerously close to just rehashing a lot of stuff we've talked about. But I think we picked up a few new viewers since we've gone through, and I don't know if I haven't really looked to see if people are watching the older worlds at all at this point. But um, one thing that you can't get, regardless of level, on the enchanting table are some of the max level enchants. So like enchanting 5 may be incredibly rare. It may show up on occasion, but usually you're going to see enchanting 4. I'm saying enchanting efficiency 4 as the max level enchantment for a tool or anything like that. So um, getting those in book form means that that max level one that you would otherwise need to double up already taken care of. So then you're just rolling for an Unbreaking 3 or a Silk Touch or a Fortune, whatever your needs are there. Again, we'll fill in what of these caves we discover. We're gonna have lots of spare materials here, so that's handy enough. Would be good to remember where I parked the boat. I guess it's out on the edge of the edge of the island here somewhere. Just because I lose them more than anything. But yeah, this is kind of the plan as it's taking form. Villager Central. Now, to do that, we're going to need a lot more glass than we currently have. If we make the main glass wall and set things up as I've described, that's significant, and we'll need some sand that we don't have, and we'll kind of contest for resources for a bit with our. Let's see how much of this we can get. Well, not all, but some. At least all the top ones. We got it. We got this. At least this side. And these overhanging ones. Right? Just always a little bit more, right? And then the next thing you know, the sun's already down and you're still just pushing on. Okay, now we sleep. So very good. We just got that little bit left, and we've got this side at least cleared. Got a lot more to do. Let's switch out, do some dirt filling here. Don't care about the iron particularly. Someday I'll regret it, I'm sure. But I hear that zombie. There's something down there somewhere. But we're not going to hold up our building. We can go back and explore, send an angled tunnel underneath our build and see if we can locate stuff. If the noise stays too bad or anything like that. I still don't know exactly what level. I mean, I think this is going to be our floor level because we'll want our little friends to be able to hop right out of the boat. So let's take these two off, and wherever we end up having water inside, our gate and everything, we'll put stone or stone bricks or something. Get some clay here. We can give them some potted plants. They'll love it. We're going to start making the brick blocks. I'm kind of tempted. If I'm going to fill all this in and I need it anyway, we're almost out of shovels. I was going to say, let's just use it up. But let's go to the boat. Actually, before we do that, let's... Oh, I don't have any room. Let's do that. Let's do that. so much. That's the andesite there. So this will be in our space. I'm thinking this is going to be our boat entrance. We'll have the glass wall just on the other side of the kind of access river. And, once we get them in, this will open up and be kind of our floor area. And then everybody will be tucked back this way in under the very gently, if whatever we can figure out with slabs. I think over the water at least, and maybe over the workspace, we'll curve the glass back, so that it kind of has that overhead sun and looking in. But then for the sloped actual roof part, we'd make that out of some material. But let's make chests and use chests. That didn't work. Use chests to set up a little mid-construction storage. Why run back and forth for some of these things that we may need? I think everything else can go, right? We'll do whatever sand cooking we need to back over there. We'll save some landscaping saplings. Everything else must go. What more of our shovel we do have, let's use here, just to try to get done. So again, we'll want to take out what dirt and off-matched stone we have in this area. Oh, we should fill in over there too. I'm thinking about it. Fill in here what mismatched dirt and stone we do have. Dirt and mismatched stone we do have. The andesite specifically with just regular stone or whatever we end up using as our main building supply. So we'll kind of keep this down one. As this will be wall level, and we'll run a ring of wall around as well. But we'll need to move all the rest of this as we go. So at some amount of distance out, once we rough out our area here, we'll just put a back wall filled there and can expand as needed. And we'll build for growth. We don't have to just try to use up the rest of this shovel. We might as well not carry it back. Leave one in the corner just for easy access. All right, there we go. So let's save a little of this dirt. Actually, let's save all this dirt for filling, but we want to gather the sand that's in there. Let's go find our boat. Oh, yeah, we can have trees and stuff out here. Maybe a little expanded sugar farm right on the premises would be cool. Okay, wait, somewhere we had a boat. We did boat over here, right? Hello? I need one of those little, the car alarm beep things. Do they even still do those in cars, or, is it just, nowadays, car alarms are so much further. I remember, back when car alarms were a new deal, and, this just reminded me, I never finished this story from the other day, or from the last episode. I remember when car alarms were a big new deal. It was cool. It was like, think like a car toys, something. And they probably still do sell alarms. They sell all the fancy, younger audience, younger consumer demographic stereos and all that kind of stuff. The people are like, oh yeah, I'll gladly drop a few $100 for audio in my car. I think everybody kind of outgrows that eventually. But when those were first coming out, they weren't refined, and you could just run along a street that was kind of, and if you if you just happen to have, like, say, a firework or something and set it off in the middle of the street, all the car alarms would go, or you could just like tap the quarter panels of them, not enough to even leave a mark, just a dunk, and they would start going off. So as a kid, you could cause a lot of noise, ruckus in the middle of the night. Uh, just knowing how to mess with those. So we're not gonna waste a lot of stuff cooking on clay yet, but I think we've got some glass, not much sand at all. Let's cook what we do have. We've got coal, plenty. Man, we don't have much glass. So yeah, we'll want to kind of think a little bit about how our operations are proceeding. Let's get rid of this. Oh, this. Let's go check our lava furnace. Now, it may not run while we're over working on the villagers, which is a shame, but again, we'll need to turn the fields and all that, and it had already gotten us quite a bit of stone. I think, outside the floor and the internal stuff, maybe we'll do... Yeah, I don't think that was running. I say, like, oh yeah, that was hardly running, but it's gone through a couple more, and we've almost got a full inventory of stone ready to go. So that's cool. Um, let's just go keep playing the the lava game here. Um, just remember, every time we do this is not a trip to have to go get like one stack of coal. That's what we're equivalent of using in each of these. So doing it all for you. So hopefully that stays in proximity and keeps cooking. If not, we got a lot just on sorting out our inventory and all that after our previous adventure. So there we go. Boom. Now what we really need to do is equip ourselves with tools. We'll maybe take some iron back over there. We need to grab a stack of coal for the glass furnace, or maybe we'll start using blocks out there, because those are always, whether it's cooking sandstone to make the smooth stone, or whether it's sand into glass, it's it's not just a couple pieces of food or the random iron we brought back. So let's load that up. Let it do its thing. Sleep before a bunch of monsters spawn. Now, we wanted to add some iron and some... What else do we want over there? Got a workplace. And, I think like, stone brick as opposed to just flat stone, but we can do that over there. We've got room. So let's head back over. Let's see if we... Oh! Well, we brought all this so we can make tools. That's right. Yeah, no, I think this is going to work out well. It's a fairly short hop on the we're kind of in an isosceles triangle here, with the short end between us and the outpost, and then the long legs running to the actual village. But that'll be the... Ooh, I don't think we may have to go down and do some undersea cleanup to get rid of those little waves if we're going to be boating this a lot. But we'll boat into here. We'll be inside at that point. We'll get out. This will kind of be our area. So let's do up the brick. Because, you know, it's obligatory. You gotta make stuff out of stone bricks, right? And I don't know how much we'd actually used previously. We'll put the little bit of regular stone away. We'll put a lot of this away so we don't have to carry it. But I'd like to, you know, on this trip, I'd like to rough out our starting dimensions at least. And again, scalability will be important to us. I think we can probably make use of 3 shovels this time, whereas we don't need the axes quite as desperately. We'll switch. Alright. You can all go away. So, this would be our edge. And again, mossy cobble, mossy stone brick. Definitely have possibility here. We won't rely on them to get started, but they could play a role. So, let's grab back some of this dirt. So now that we have shovels, I'm not gonna, you know, why go to a quarry, right? We can, and we don't have to do it where we're underwater and slow to dig, but at least to the point that we can reach it. We've got the sand right here. No extra trip. Let's just make use. Should be sealed. Okay, now dirt. We'll just fill in along here. Oh, not there so much. Maybe here. Now, I'm thinking design this as the wall edge, not internal space. So this is actually, you know, like that, and then this is inside the building. So all this is going to run along. And I don't know that we particularly need a foundation layer. If for any reason we decide that's a make or break deal, we can flesh that out. I don't have to fight it either, but you know what? Why waste? Right? The last thing we want to do is be overly delayed on materials. So how does that compare? That's close. So this stuff, I think, will all be stone brick floor. And the nice thing about the stone bricks is once you start working with them, let me show you. So they break and stay stone bricks. If you place the stone and then re-break it without silk touch, you're right back to cobble again. You're playing the same game again. So in terms of building material, much superior. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And we'll just kind of keep picking here. Get started with this floor and what we want it to be, and we'll build the outer far walls based on the dimensions that we need to kind of start our space and see. And you know, that may need to push back, or it's probably easier to actually push into the water at this point. If we find we don't have as much space as we need, how all that lines up. Okay, so now, and eventually we'll have to do a little construction move on all this. I apologize. Some of this is just as part of getting started and then working. You can put all your stuff outside, far away where it won't ever need to get moved, but then you have to run more for your tools and your supplies, so you juggle. So, let's finish this now. I know I'm a little bit all over the place. So this is our underwater dig. That's why I didn't want to get too dependent on that. And we do have a whole bunch of deserts, as we know, that we can use for sand. But again, we're taking down this level anyway. Why not get the stuff we can reach easily and that's not buried? It's just a matter of fighting the instinct to keep going once you've gotten what you do need, or what is easy to get. Oh man, don't do that though. Don't put dirt where you don't need dirt. Otherwise you really are wasting time and energy. I don't know how this aligns with an edge. I don't think it's nearly far enough, but I'm gonna try to contain the water a little bit, give us a working boundary, and then we can expand beyond it. But this is gonna get ridiculous. Okay, so we'll kind of let it spill as is up to the point where the sand is currently get it, current. That's what we're fighting here. Well, of course, that's all we had in our buckets. I was gonna say, I'm pretty confident we've got some more, but it does go quick, and that again will help us mix up our activities as we're waiting for even our super automated lava stove to cook. We can certainly, everybody be so excited. We can do all the farming we need, guys. Don't you worry. I'm not gonna make you miss a minute of farming action just so that we can cook stuff. Don't you worry. Too high. What's that? The angle of that water made me think there was a deeper hole I had to deal with. Come on. Come on. Alright, now if there's no sand, that at least is the... Of course I fell in. Oh, my feet are all wet again. I just dried them out from that last sand gathering. Alright. Sleep. So we'll get our starter floor in. And we can recapture a little bit of this brick as we go. Once we get the little edge walls established inside, we can reclaim the pieces that would go under. I mean, it's kind of a one-for-one, right? You're popping up, you're putting down a piece of dirt or something, and then you're putting that wall right back down again. So it's not like you're increasing your stocks, but it will make what we do have go. Obviously getting the floor is the biggest use of this stuff in our project. So the progress that we make here will be the toughest in terms of keeping resupplied. Okay, now we've got enough room. Some of these are just perfectly empty anyway. So let's grab those first. And like I said, this area should be kind of the area where we'll ultimately have chests anyway. We're going to have a edge here because we don't want villagers that are up bouncing back out into the water. So that'll actually be a wall, a stone brick wall. But, you know, and I guess we'll need a gap to keep them from going in. This is, you know, it's not a waste when you're visualizing what you need, because they'll walk around on top of your chest, but they won't leap over the fence. If it's just up there, they'll be walking around on top of the chest, and they'll just end up on top of the wall and fall in. That's no good for anybody. So we pulled all the dirt. Good. So we're just gonna make a gradual move here. That's good. The only really real ones are the work supply chest. Now, how do we want to do it? I wonder. I don't really have room for all that stuff yet. Let's just put that there for now. Let's get a little bit more space here. So that would give us, a row, a space on the wall so nobody can get over. And maybe but I still like the half step to get into their little area. I don't know. How many chests would we really need when it comes to all that? Let's do this. So we'll have our chest, our workspace with its chest, and we may need a couple of those. We'll have that kind of freestanding out this way, and this is going to be in the center, towards the center of the space, the room, here, right? So let's move. This is going to be a little painful. I apologize, but we'll just dump a lot of this stuff while we need to in here just to facilitate the move. Boom, 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 boom. It's worse when you have to try to identify what the things were you put in the box. Most everything. Like there was that regular smooth stone. Okay. Those two last. Now, I think what I'm seeing is, we won't need just endless chests, but we'll do a double row like that up against this wall. Then here, do I want more space? I guess this is where let's suck it up and do the work. So I'm standing on our wall run. These are the interior spaces. We'll use the exterior wall to be their back wall, so we don't need extra materials there. Only because I think I put that in. Give me the one piece of sand. Okay. Now, if you are a wall, and you are a wall, and you are a wall, and then these are the ones that I know. So you get a little annoying. You are a wall. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Does it make sense to have that extra space on that side? I don't. Again, I know this is a little bit tedious, but that would move it out 1. We can do 1. 1 more here. There. There. And there. Okay, now let's try filling all this in. See if I have obvious misses. Are we out? Oh, man. Or did we put some back in? Maybe we stored a few. Yeah, woo! I was like, how did it go so fast? We were low, but come on. It's all about visualizing. Okay, so that would be our exterior. Then 3 is kind of nicer spacing wise. So then if we started there, I think we're to that point in our gameplay. This is the interior. Let's mark these just as is. We're gonna have 1 more out there, internal, right? And then 1 more there. And this would be the first 2 of these would be our farmers. And then the next, because that lets us do the exact same 6-bed area. That's just what we started with. And then beyond that, even if we didn't, we've got up to another 6. So we'd already have 5, another 6, and another 5. So we'd have potentially 16 trading, not counting 6 farmers and 5 breeding, and we could shift that. We could make all of this farmers. It would be crazy trying to keep them all. We could even do two sets, maybe with librarians in the middle. If we found that our emeralds weren't keeping pace with what librarians there were, do an external wall with 5 more on that side, and then if needed, we knock out that wall and double that one up, going even further out. Everybody with me? Does that make sense? I hope so. Makes sense in my mind, and that's what I'm banking on. So, 3 wide for our little boatway. And again, this is more just to help us get parameters. I think this will, largely just be a wall of windows. Oh, I don't want to do that. Precious, precious stone brick. Unless it's all cooked when we get back. We got a whole new multiple stacks, and we're good to go. Okay, that would be our edge. Oh, didn't need that. Let's go back and sleep. Oh, it's starting to come. I have no idea how we're doing on time or what time I started close to today, this session, so. And I don't think I got the mic very far away. Sorry if there was drinking noise there. Just finally getting back around to some of that tea. Now, think more important than the walkway floor. All right, we can do those even while we're waiting on villagers to grow up. You know, all the various stuff we're gonna have to do. But from here, let's get the stuff that's gonna be. Oh, and there's a row along here that we can elevate, right? So let's lift those. Run dirt. Lift them down here. And now this will not allow for, you know, like we'll have to walk up and down just as if we were excavating it. I'm perfectly okay with that. So we'll go all the way along here. I just, you know, even more than any of the interior walls or anything, I want to define what our space is and try to get to the far walls, because the next thing, oh, we need that, we need those. Once we kind of use this to walk across and get our dimensions down, then we can, and yeah, I know, I could cut a lot more. You know, I know the dirt is this, we can save. Once we get a far exterior wall, we can begin to build this so it's secure and we can work, you know, through the night and it's not just out and exposed. Then we can even start thinking about getting our little villager buddies settled in. With that said, let's store what brick we have. We want to keep our dirt. Let's go ahead and excavate. So, oh man, sometimes take at least one stack. With a respiration, could have just done that in the water. No harm, but old habits die hard. We're going to try to clear sand all the way along this line first, so I can count out how far we want our entire building to go and actually get that far wall mapped. And at least have that as a starting point. Then we can, you know, we can kind of clear out the space that remains, all the water, the boat channel that will eventually be, again, coal. Yeah, lots of good use. It would help our XP for enchanting, all the rest, but I'm leaving it for now. But yeah, we're gonna kind of fill this part of the pool completely up to the boundary edge, and work our way in from there. Don't need that. Okay, so this was all the way out, I guess. Again, helps to kind of think, yeah, you don't need the stone. It's all going to be underground and in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 5, right? This is going to be an edge. This is our other walkway, right? Wrong, right? This wall will go away because this is going to be farmers for these first two. Just remember, this is quicker because we're not really figuring it out. We're just remapping what we want to do and changing the shape a little bit. So we're all happy. But these aren't going to have dividing walls in these 6. The rest will. Okay, these 2 out. Let's finish that. I don't have anything to quickly get the sand. This is where Aqua Affinity comes in handy as an enchant. It makes your tools work like there's not or at least less of, a water penalty. I don't know that it completely balances out, to digging sand above ground versus underwater, but it's a noticeable difference. But this isn't, again, saving an extra trip to the quarry. Not that we can get so much sand when we're there. It's just all part of that waste, not whatnot. We got lots of dirt. We can fill all this in very easily. So why not get it while we're here? And besides, would we want the shifting foundation of our building to be built on sand? I don't think so. We want a stone foundation. Yeah, my whatever my internal Minecraft value system is not going to extend as far as mining coal underwater while holding my breath. That's the sand is way more valuable because it's what we need right now. I think what I was saying was let's get the fill done here. And, if dirt weren't already so abundant in my storage and all that, you can kind of crosshatch these. Even drowned need a couple of blocks to spawn, so you can really conserve a lot of your materials by, if I didn't want that sand, you just leave this one, like here. If you pull back out, you can leave that one with water. That's not going to create mobs underneath, so you could, kind of honeycomb everything under the surface and keep it quiet, keep it free of mobs, so that you're not getting that overwhelming golem situation, and yet still preserve as much of the dirt, whatever, as you need. I'm hoping, I don't know if you can even get flint underwater, but that was kind of my plan. I'd like to get some of this underwater stuff first so I can frame it out and then just take the last blocks without flooding everything else. See how well that plan works. Okay, so got those all done. I don't think I'm feeling any flint in my pockets, though. Oh, we got 2. Oh, and there's one right there, right in front of my face. This is mostly because we're now almost out of arrows after our adventures in the last episode left us short in that regard. So much like the sand, we'll swap for dirt. if, I'm kind of saying that I think it's entirely manageable at this point, what we've got. If you ever really get worried about it, you can replace your gravel and get more flint out of it just by placing and breaking it over and over. So if you haven't found an affinity and you're struggling for arrow supply, now worst comes to worst, we just merge the bow that we currently have with the other Unbreaking and Infinity book and use those two together. Our arrow problems are then done, right? That's all she wrote. So there's no real concern for us. I was just amazed at how many we went through clearing out that large cavern under the ravine yesterday. Alright, now we don't want to go higher than this level, but we do want to fill in around here. And we will fill, what would be the exterior of our building as well. We'll decide how much gets sand for beaches or how much is maybe dirt for gardens and stuff, but that should give us a nice clearing. Okay, now back around and over. So this is our internal wall line. This is our walkway. So we want 3 more bricks here. That would be the wall, and then this is our external wall. Everybody with me? Hope so. There'll be a quiz after. So now on this side, we're gonna fill the water. We don't want to have a separate water entrance again. We don't want to cut our villagers off from one another across a watery expanse. So in the interest of their comfort and everything, I'll just fill. Eventually we can do some landscape, whatever, or just bring the water in close. That they may enjoy that, but for the rest here, so this is still our farmer area. How far that goes. 2, 3. Technically, well, I don't know what we're going to be doing for any of the floor stuff, but this will be our wall height, right? And then we're going to have, are we solid to our deal? Okay, so 1, 2, 3 post, 1, 2, 3, this is wall. Get these back. Wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wall. Get you back. 2. Now, why is... Oh, because that's the wall. Come on. Okay. Not sure how I forgot that quite so quickly, but alas, the water will pop those up. Wall, post wall, and bay. Alright, so this is our central. Now we'll pull more sand here, fill walkway, cells back up this way, and we're in business, right? that's a wall, right? We always want to go for. What's our under the wall here? Do it as a solid edge. Oh, this is the worst. Don't stop doing that. Here we go. Oh, not what was intended there. Indoor swimming pool. Almost complete, right? People still do in-home indoor swimming pools. I mean, I think kind of like infinity tubs that you can actually do lap swim type stuff and kind of replace those, right? I remember when I was a kid, that was a huge deal, you know. Oh, these people have a pool inside their house. And again, upper Midwest, right? More of a common family value decision than just a straight up we're loaded and can do this. You know, if you were a family where maybe the parents had swam competitively on their own as kids, or had kids that were seriously into swimming, you know, I'm not talking like, you know, a hotel or something, but just you know, kind of a almost porch like, you know, a room. I say that because I'm thinking the glass walls and everything, you know, that was kind of the deal, but I don't recall any. Maybe it's just Colorado, you know, and you still see them in hotels and things like that. But oh, even here, you know, you go to like a parade of homes or something and see like the fancy new homes. You don't see many that are like, hey, check out our indoor swimming pool kind of deal. So I don't know. Then again, I don't know how many people have been to the kind of Holiday Inn or I don't remember what the big chain was. That I think it was Holiday Inn, right? That was the chain that had the big bubble indoor rooms, and my fellow upper Midwesterners can certainly relate. I don't know if these ever took on around other parts of the country, but the Holodome was like this, you know, I don't know, 70s, 80s. I don't know how old they were when I was a kid, but they seemed like awesome at the time. It was, you know, a domed interior of a hotel where instead of all the rooms facing outside on an external parking lot or facing inside on you know, just enclosed hallways and being, you know, just rooms on either side of the hall, they had like a courtyard in the middle of the hotel, and inside it would be a pool and like pool tables and ping pong and all the rest of it. And I went to one much later as an adult, and you know immediately why they kind of went out of style, because all you hear is just kids shriek, you know, that little like kid shriek of excitement, or when they're in the water and they get splashed or jump in or whatever, endless, non-stop. And you know, I think that was a big part. They just became these huge noise traps. Well, I get it, you know, if you're in North Dakota or Minnesota or Wisconsin, northern Michigan, that's kind of the area I'm from. Yeah, you know, you've got a long, boring winter, and even if you're not going on a long trip, just taking the kids to a place where you can kind of have some of those summer type activities and break up the winter, let them go, you know, get a room for what I imagine is not crazy, crazy expensive. These weren't like top end hotels. Um, and then basically for the price of a room, let your kids just go nuts, and the parents can sit around and camp out at one of the indoor picnic tables. Remember those? They'd have like a bunch of fake potted plants and stuff around to make it seem like jungly or whatever. And, I think the plants were all fake, right? Just totally tacky, probably. Maybe they were really nice. I'm going from my childhood memories, and most of those are really more from when I was a little bit older kid playing like traveling hockey and all that kind of stuff, and you'd have tournaments and you'd go with the whole team. So as probably off season, right? It was hockey season, and we didn't fully go year round, at least not to the point of traveling to other towns for tournaments and stuff. But we'd stay in a hotel with the whole team. I remember whoever the lucky parents were that got to travel with the team. Most parents were on board. They wanted to see their kids play and all that, so most of the families would go. But there'd be the coaches had to be there, right? And some of them would go once or twice and be like, oh my god, this is like at least one team, which is what 20 some. And, at the time I was probably preteens, early teens, kind of, like 11 to 14-year-old boys just running around being gross and loud and all the rest of the stuff that we loved at that age. I can imagine, they were just like, oh, let them go to bed. What can we do? But they worked great for that, and that's kind of what I remember as an older age, and we're playing cards for coins or whatever, bottle caps, that kind of stuff, whatever we're using, and drinking too much soda and all the rest of that stuff, eating, I'm sure, the cheapest pizzas they could find and all that. But it was all that stuff was so much fun memories. Now, do we have more dirt? I thought we had more dirt. We got no more dirt. Who would have guessed that? Okay, well, we know we can get a little bit more here because now we know this dimension. Picks don't work real well. And we got a big corner here to fill. And again, it's tempting. Well, why don't we just curve the river and bring the boat right into here? Well, you want these guys to be able to breed, and wherever they end up with open doors and open job slots, you want them to be able to walk all the way around the outside. It's tough enough to get them to pathfind to where you want them to go. I don't want any obstacles, so we'll just go. And we could really do is close off this end, and maybe we'll do that. We'll only bring it up to the path and keep this 3 blocks out, so that this goes. We can run a few extra villagers into this corner. Some clay. It's nice. Guess that was kind of unnecessary. Right? We're gonna have to replace that with the stone bricks anyway. So yeah, I don't know, for people that are still traveling with families, what I remember now as the Holodome, do those still exist? Are they still new, or are they all just the same ones that exact same ones that I remember as a kid? And the same like green, what back in the day passed as AstroTurf, which was just like this carpet that would dry out. It was like mold resistant and all that, so they'd use it to deck around pool areas. So they'd have remember they'd have like 1 or 2 little holes of mini golf right in there. Oh yeah, so much fun. I hope those are still there for kids. I mean, I wouldn't want any part of it as an adult, and not having kids, I would be like, yeah, no, let's you guys enjoy, have fun. I'll go to the Marriott or even the Econo Lodge and just get a room that doesn't have all that noise factory. But I can see the appreciation. And maybe, maybe they've just modified it a little bit. Like out here, I know they, a while back, I made like a Wolf Lodge or something like that that was, advertised as like the hotel with water park built in. So maybe, maybe like everything else is just bigger and better now. And pool and ping pong and mini golf and all that kind of stuff has been replaced with water slides and parks and all that stuff. They just figured, hey, kids actually do more of that, probably less risk of drowning with slides than with actual pools where who knows if anybody's actually what happened to Bobby? I haven't heard Bobby in a while. Parents are in their cups because they don't have to drive anymore. I'm sure there were a few tragic things along the way like that. I don't mean to make light of it, but having never really heard that was an issue, just, taking some lifeguarding classes and all that, the openness of a pool is probably more dangerous than I would imagine. Just having a slide, effectively dumping you into a wading pool type area. So I don't know. I mean, they always put the drowning warnings on on the big plastic buckets that you get that babies can fall into these and drown. Well, yeah, do they ever though? Is that really a thing? I don't know. All right. Well, this is good. Once again, I filled up too high. We have some stone brick left, so let's see how much of this that we can actually just swap one for one we can get done. I'm a little torn here. Do I go? I think I probably should not just take the glass all the way to the floor. Give one extra stone brick section. All right, we're not gonna deal with all that. But do not. Oh, now this is. Oh, we had to do that because of the water. Like, why am I digging all this up again? So we effectively dug out 3 of the actual dirt blocks we needed to dig out. It's all right. We're making progress. We're just, this is how I fill content time, guys. Welcome to it. Yeah, I mean, everything else is built up at that height. This is floor height, so I don't think we would go glass all the way below that. But now here, how much? I guess before we do anything, so we said we would go water up to the path, and this would be the path. Let's try to map out before anything else with what stone we have left. Try to get this to fill before we need to just fill it with buckets. Okay, so what was I saying? Okay, so that's our boat entry. We can come all the way in. We got a gate there. This stuff all gets filled. And this is the wall. So we'll mark it. This is floor. That's wall. Floor. Oh, we still got more sand down there. Wait. Oh, offset because we I'm gonna go into villager mode. Does it make sense to have a little space at this end and just pull them? I think that makes the most sense, right? It's just have them keep going in order. This is going to be the edge of one. So then this would actually be wall. Wall. I think I like this plan better. Let's leave all that. Why don't we just go make another shovel? I keep like, how much shovel am I gonna have left? Put you away. We'll make 2 more. Oh no. You away. You away. It's a little bit of a juggling act just to keep track. Oh, we can stack those too. Oh, sorry. I know I'm rubbing the mic there. Just itchy. Itchy whiskers. Alright, now I think we're close enough to bed. Oh, we can combine those two. I don't have a ton left, but I mean, we got further than I really thought we would. Just from that start, which is nice. We haven't used any of the glass, which I don't think is something to really brag about necessarily. We haven't used any of that yet, but we're going to need a lot of time to cook more, so... I just can't sing the praises of the Respiration 3 enough. Really, really like being able to, work for a little bit longer underwater without, and, it's not forever, right? Even if you're in deep ocean, by the time you swam down half dozen blocks or whatever, that takes a little bit of your time. So there's still the need for the conduit, the potions, and all that kind of stuff. It's not just a free pass, but it gives you that bump. Lets you start doing some of these projects. Sand. Is that it? Okay. Guess we can reset this and these. We have the stuff to do that. Now, that was totally some... Oh. For all your filling needs, it's gravel. Brought to you by Mike's Landscaping Supply and Aggregate. Aggregate? I think that's the kind of all-in-all sand, and it's the same people that are doing the excavating, right? They also are the aggregate sellers, the area around. Alright, now... that. This seems very unnecessarily piecemeal. I apologize. I'm kind of equally mad at myself for it, but you find yourself, in that, oh yeah, I don't want to let the water spread. Well, just let it spread and deal with it. It'll be quicker. Okay, a little bit more dirt to run under our walls. Now, I know that, I haven't been leaving spaces necessarily for the doorways, but I don't know, I know we'd use some like wood and accents and stuff, and I was kind of wondering, do we maybe make wood here? I like the interior walls being stone for the obvious, now that you guys have seen the, break, replace all the lecterns so many times. I like having a lot of stone, and I like this open area kind of being all one style. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's exactly what we want to do on the doorways. I mean, I guess so much of the rest of the floor is, why wouldn't these just random pieces be stone as well? It's more some of this stuff that I'm really wondering, do I switch those out to logs? But, and what are we really looking at here? We get a too wide little just hole. I mean, I guess we could put a chest in there. Maybe we move over like our tools and stuff into this just out of the way corner. But it limited returns, I think. Okay, these at least can come up. No. I hate it when you roll the mouse wheel and you think you got what you need in your hand, and then it's like, no, it's exactly the opposite thing. Yeah, I mean, I think this could maybe be like a little crafting cubby area, maybe? See how it comes out. We have logs, right? We still got so much more fill to do here. Let's go take back. What if anything do we need to ferry? Leave that. Anything else need to go back? Got lots of oak. We used up the birch and can use the rest of that for sticks. Anything else here? No. Alright. Let's go back and reset. Ooh, wait, hold on. That's not cool. Even if we improve the look and feel, we're not looking at one random dirt. That's a ruin our sight line there, that's for sure. Alright, so we'll start more glass. We'll get more dirt. We'll check on our stone cooking. And we'll, get pretty darn close. We'll also check the time. I don't know how far into this we're going, but we'll be pretty close to bringing villagers. Just like our World 2 house. The no ceiling to little walls that we never got any further on. Again, don't compare too quickly to the tower. At least the inside lower level of the tower has a roof. It happens to be the floor, the upper level, that doesn't, but we can do all the building we want. It's just going to slow down everything else. All right, now sand all goes here. We got a lot. I mean, that's pretty decent. Nothing to sneeze at there. Come back over here. Just a dribble of coal. few more of those. Some andesite. How do we end up back with more odd stacks of gravel? The clay. I'm not joking too much about that. But somehow we end up with like partials of dirt and cobble when we were out of dirt. So we're checking on the stone, right? It's our next deal. And as we build upward, the first couple levels get us up and secure and safe, and we can, from there we can kind of play with all kind. Oh man, that's a lot. Don't undervalue that at all. I'll throw you back in the stack there. Where have all the buckets gone? I don't know how far our little lava crick will go, but we'll keep swapping it up for cobble as we go. Oh yeah. Test me, Skelly. See if I'm really bored enough of digging out dirt and replacing the river to just take you on for fun. Don't know that you're gonna like the response you get, but you're welcome to try. What? Refueled. Somewhat close to the next one there, but that's so good. I can't express how much the goodness is on seeing that all cooked that much while we were gone. Man, we gotta do crops too at some point, but let's check. Let's pack our pockets with dirt now. Good. Let's sleep. And while we're sleeping, maybe I could just do it while we're sleeping. Oh, we're not. We can still get back over there and do a little bit more work. Good. Oh man. Guava! I hear you up there. No crackers for guava if you keep making creeper sounds. Crops will be fine. We got bees for that, right? I wish the bees would harvest. We got all that paper ready to go. When we start our next, if we can outline the floor and maybe get too high all the way around the base with some windows, that will make me feel pretty decent. It's not gonna, this tree up here in the hill we cut away is not gonna make me feel super fantastic, but in terms of being secure, but even if it's insecure, that will that'll give us a starting point. So no delay. We've got 20 minutes or so left in this episode, and let's really try to get all the water done and the floor laid. Let's see. Lane. What's the correct there? I think you lay a floor, but the floor I guess you just say get the floor in and consider it correct, right? Two more levels else here? I hope we have enough dirt. I don't want to have to just make a boat trip for dirt. That would be a bummer. And now we don't even have gravel in our pockets to use. I like some of the underwater sounds. Just kind of chilling here quietly. Didn't always have that. You guys don't all know what you're missing. See, and without this helmet, I'd be like trying to aim down, staying up above. Yeah, the water doesn't help though. I mean, you do move slower. If we had some depth strider, that would help. We could kind of angle these out. You know, do a couple the long way, and then maybe we can just stay fixed and do each row. That is one of the more tedious things I find in the game, is that even more than a lot of the mining is the filling of blocks. It's just like, alright, which way am I going to go now? Alright, here we go. Mining, or, you know, shoveling or whatever, especially once you get the efficiency and you're just moving, that's pretty enjoyable, I find. I think it's pretty nice. Okay, let's go. Use these and we'll make a stack. Oh, I made all the stacks. Okay. So, get you out of there, cobble. I got time for you. So this is our walkway, I hope. Which we should be standing on the wall section. So this will all be... I'll just be a straight shot floor. We'll come through here, go get these dirts. All the way to the end. Now, you and you have to be brick. 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. Come on. I think this is the kind of the way to go, right? I mean, right? I think maybe we did some hardwood floors and stuff in the last one, but that's got the look. Then maybe we do some different styling with the walls on the corridors. That's where I'm thinking maybe we use a little bit more wood. But these and these, so each of these will be 4. Those 2 will come out. These will go in as brick. Here, fill as we go. And then another hole here. Yeah, I think this. I mean, again, we've done this, right? It's once you get it aligned, we're not completely reinventing. There will be some style options. No, why? Oh, see, middle clicks sometimes, and lately has been much more inconsistent. Okay, so these will be our posts where we'll want to have, like torches and everything anchored off them anyway. Then here we're going to do the... No, not that one. Here, we're going to do the same. Alright. Everything good there? Here, 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 here. I swear, I'm looking at the bricks when I do that. Here and here can be dirt. Here, here, here. Seems really, wait a minute. Are you kidding me? We did leave at least one off that tree, right? We have a couple. Oh, thank you. Oh, man. Good news is we don't have to start over. Bad news is we're not nearly as done as we thought we were. How many people were actually sitting along going, yeah, no, not as done as he thinks he is. Oh, I should be leaving a couple of those. Man, if I'd just laid that foundation, I would have been all set, right? Boom, boom, boom. No! Dang it. Maybe that was what got me in trouble in the first place. I actually want to do that, I think. Let's get the bed ready. Clearly, rushing is not my my best move at this point. Oh. Nothing like a nice night on the beach in the rain. Sleep tight. Just be an overnight sprinkle. Sun's gonna come up. And no rain. No. Not. Oh, very nice. Overnight sprinkle. Best kind of rain, right? So we'll go here. Here. And then now I think we're pretty much back to chopping. Boom, 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 boom. Man, I thought we were so much better. It was going to kind of end us on a little bit of a whimper, right? We'll get our full outer safety wall done. But, oh man, I'm like, well, the ones that are completely underground probably won't be because we're not going to cut away the hill. Here, though, I think we'll just take things all the way back. these last little insults cleaned up. Reminders of the fail. Alright. Boom. We're back in business now. Boom. Boom. These were going to be dirt. Nope. These get reclaimed. Now. I was thinking about the logs. I'm like, alright, do we do planks? Don't do that again. Oh my goodness. What other mistakes have I made massively? Excuse me 1 second. I don't know yet. I'm sure we're going to find out. So, even though this is going to be our main glass wall, and here I think, we'll... Can't do it there. Yeah, I got like an eyelash in my eye when I did that cough. The good news is we're almost... I can deal with it once we get clear of this episode. So, once we get clear here, all this glass, these two, maybe like a central post or something, just to make it, a little believable, will come up and we'll kind of have, like curves in, and I think, kind of in this area, again, this kind of messes things up a little bit, but I'd like it to be not just one glass wall with a solid roof over all the building. I think I'd like to have this kind of swept back in some way, and we'll have to play with that a little bit. And again, that's all finishing stuff. This can be a functional trading outpost when we get there. All right, let me just real quick while we're checking here. Okay, we got just like 5 minutes, so what I'm thinking is for all these other areas, and we're just going to try from here. We're going to at least give them windows up to the height where we're going to trap them in, right? Because we want this one clear, and particularly for the farmers, right? They need to be able to jump back and forth and have access to the beds. So I think it's going to be a 2 high windows even here on the low side, and we'll kind of mirror this hill, maybe go up above it just a bit, but having mostly glass on that far third, if it's even a full third, probably not quite, but mostly glass looking. Again, if there were seasons and it was getting towards winter, it would open up on that side. Here, on the back end, it will be fairly short, but we'll give a square wall up to the height that the universal kind of ceiling is, and then start working back from there and just progressively raise it, so that they kind of have air above their heads, and it's nice and beautiful. Now I have more glass already on me. I thought we just did a whole glass thing. So what I'm going to try to do here, and again, ready your belly laughs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's at least go 7s. Now, what does that leave us? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I don't mind that too much. So if we get this, where's our stone bricks? Here, one dead in the center. There, right? 3 and 3. So then these become glass. This will be kind of its own. You know what? This guy is going to be kind of a one-off anyway, but I think I'd like the consistency to up high match with this gate eventually. And if that's going to pull back out, we'll just put another one in there. So we'll kind of thinking that, as it goes up, we'll leave these fully up, but then when it gets up to the curve, these two will maybe feed into this one and become like a central arch, and something similar with these as they come back, that these will just kind of be cathedral style windows sticking upwards and back. Now what we I guess we can just jump up. Let's call it. I know we're already done. So less addictive than TV tropes. I'm sure that's something. I mean, less addictive than some things, for sure, but pretty addictive. So, I'm Hambbage. I'm glad you came. This one may have been a bit of an endurance ride. It a little bit for me, but it's kind of fun to plan these things out a little bit and see them come to life, kind of work through the puzzles, and again, find when you get it all done, you think you got it all mapped out, you missed on the first row completely by not leaving a wall row. So anyway, we got it all mapped out. It's all ready. Now from here, we just build. We'll do next episode. I think we'll be turning the farm. We got to do that. We'll gather up whatever stone and glass we have cooked. We're going to need a lot of glass. We will, and maybe we flip and make our little lava oven into glass manufacture instead, because we got a lot of stone brick. We can kind of piecemeal around, but we'll see. We'll see how we're going. What all we need. But for now, thank you guys so much. I hope your weather is like as awesome as mine is. It was a wonderful day, and whether it is or isn't, make sure to spare a little bit of time in your day to get outside and just savor the marvels of nature, or just a little fresh air on your face. It will do wonders, and even if you're just feeling like you can't pull away from work or gaming or whatever, you'll come back refreshed and ready to take it on again. So give it a shot. Until then, leave a comment. Let me know, or hit the like button, spread the word to others. But thank you, and take care of one another and yourselves. We'll see you next time.